Alright, so I am back now. So, I guess we had a brief disconnect. I guess something happened with my internet. It is raining here, and not so great. But here we go. So hopefully we can finish this. I know we're very close to finding Sapodal after all this time. It's kind of disappointing that, you know, we ended after such a good moment. I'm gonna go see what's over here, because this is catching my interest. Ooh, grenade. Oh, look at that. We got some, like, wild goats. That's random. I don't want to go up there just yet. I want to see what's in here. Ooh, it's a memory.
We have been here. We were here all the yesterdays before.
The air is alive. I have never felt essence like this.
Scorpion venom. Pain, then numbness. Paralyze, they said. We feel no spark of the Tibaris Inachus in this place. We cannot see it through their eyes. We slumber here, alone.
They say solitude can give us time to reflect on ourselves.
Still wings, the clear glass of the pond. They took it all away.
You can't keep denying the role you played in it.
Akita ripped from their beds, rivers of blood. What was their crime? Now our memory is a wound reopened. They came suddenly, the stillness of night split by grinding steel.
Couldn't you sense them before they arrived?
A chill in our spine. How could we name it? First, they blinded us. Shining eyes pierced the concealing dark. Then they burned. Smoke ensnared the moonlight. The Akita screamed.
Was there really no way to stop them?
How could we fight what we did not understand? A sword slashing darkness. We saw a terrible design in the roaring flames. They had carved a path to the temple. We were their true prey.
Wodaka was foolish to think she'd contain you that easily.
Douse the candle, only for the sun to rise again. We persisted. We were everywhere. How could they cull the wind? How could they track the stars? Then, they turned to what the Akita had made. They toppled the statues. They set the libraries ablaze.
Burning books, raising art. This is always how it begins.
A mouth silenced. A record of time rendered in ruins. The Akita howled. They died. We cried out. sundered soul by soul. We broke the earth, called down the storm, flung lightning from our hands. But they marched on. We grew tired. In fury, we exposed ourselves.
You hurt the very godless you were trying to protect, didn't you?
Our flailing smothered the cries. Were they theirs? Ours? The needle struck. Erased machines, we tried to tear down the garden's walls. Then, nothing.
Time stopped, didn't it? It happened when I died too.
Not death. Worse. A void. We reached out, but the machines held us in. We could not feel the new day's sun play in the shifting tide. The cities crumbled. We could not save them. We could not save ourselves.
I can't imagine the pain of losing the godless.
Their cries, swords in our heart, a severed limb. We watched helplessly for aeons, until you.
What would you do if I'd never come here? If I'd been born someone else?
A chill wind. Our branches shudder. We do not think of this. The wound numbs now. We watch as the river of time expands. In the silence of our prison we find clarity. How many voices lost? How many saplings have we cut down? We sink into the endless night. Perhaps we should be here.
Remorse is a sign that your time here has been good for you.
Fish swims in circles. We are not sure we understand.
Would you have felt this way centuries ago when your wounds were fresh?
We feel the hatchets in our bark. Our scars no longer pain. The soil stirs. We have a new memory of this place. You opened the final lock, entered the hidden glade. You listened. You stand at a cliff now. We watch your footsteps carefully. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
All right. Now we gotta fight.
We've got company.
All right, time to be Harry Potter. literally one hit. That's all it needed. Making me all kinds of spicy. Alright, so I think we've gotten all the things we can get. I am gonna... can I go this way? Is there something here? Ooh, what's down there? Ooh, looks like we got a little chesty. Oh, we got a lot of good stuff. I can't jump up there. Just a random goat. I guess our god Sapadog likes goats quite a bit. Okay, so I guess this was just one spot to go. I'm gonna save real quick, because fighting those mage folk was kind of hard. What's over here? I hear something that sounds like a chest. Oop. I don't want to fall. I hear something. Driving me a little batty. That's alright. Okay, so this was just a random path? Oh no. Alright. Find all the things. And I guess we just jump into the water? We'll do a quick save. Oh, I'm glad I saved. So it looks like we've got 2 of these guys here. telling you, these mage folk, they be kicking me, man. There it is. Okay, so it spawned over here this time. Oh, we are gonna dodge that real quick. Yeah, I'll just drink a potion.
That was a close one.
Nice.
This place feels familiar. Hurry, let's go inside.
I think this is gonna be Yatsley's dream. Maybe?
This is the library from my dreams. It's real? Look at all these tablets. Actual written records. Oh, somebody pinch me. And there's even some... Wonder who she was. She looks sad and familiar. This looks like the Akita building this place. Clearly they wanted their story preserved. No matter the cost. Garlowayne's gonads. Envoy? I never told you this, but I've dreamed of this place every night for most of my life. This is a godless library. An actual, real-life godless library. It's why I study the godless, because this place has haunted me since I was a child. And that's the chair. It's the picture of coziness.
This place is steeped in fear and death. Let us be about our business quickly.
Envoy, we're in a pristine bit of godless architecture, one from my literal dreams. We're staying as long as we can. Finally, you've arrived. Ah, there it smells. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian from my dreams. Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Oh, though, you do look quite familiar.
The resemblance is uncanny.
It has been quite some time. Too many years to number. Of course. You are an ancestor? A very fashionable one at that. No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, of course. I was you in a past life. Oh, I'm such a fool. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered your mind?
Few can bear the mental and spiritual strain of an awakening. As often as not, it leads to madness.
Oh, darling, you know how I get around all the metaphysical talk.
That's why I'm here, remember?
I was the last of the Akita. Once the attack started, a few of us were charged with preserving as much of our history as we could. So, we retreated with as much as we could carry.
The attacks? You must mean...
The Magfolk attacks. Yes, we've... heard...
Is that the reason for the bodies outside?
Yes. Your monstrous gods, who bought their divinity with blood and the souls of their faithful. They tried to butcher every last one of us.
You just sat here and listened to all of your friends die?
Yes. There was little else I could do. I'm a scholar, not a fighter. A lesson I'm glad you learned.
But how did the Magfolk reach you in here?
They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered and the screeching of the Magfolk, I couldn't breathe.
That's the screeching I heard in my dream, Envoy. I knew I recognized it when we killed that Magfolk.
Once it was gone, there was nothing left. And perversely, I found the quiet worse. So I decided on another way. One that wouldn't give your gods the satisfaction.
Poison? Well, at least you washed it down with some good wine.
The screams of the dying are a symphony that reminds us there was once life. The quiet is far more oppressive.
Oh, you're just a barrel of fun, aren't you? Yatsley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my duty to protect our history. But you... Someone must tell the story of the Akita. And there is no one else. I'm already an expert. What more do you want me to do? Oh, think about it, Yatsley. You have been training to be the new protector of this collection since childhood. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your duty. I have my own dreams. Yatsley, if you do not become the new librarian, there will be no other. The stories of the Akita will turn to dust, and my people, our people, will be forgotten. Just as the burned queen wanted all along, when she sent her magfolk to choke the life from us.
This is all too much. What do you think, Envoy?
There isn't anyone else who can do this.
I'm already intrigued. You don't need to lay on the guilt, Envoy.
I'm so glad that one of Sappadal's chosen stands with you, Yatsley. Our time is at an end, Yatsley. It's time for me to go.
Wait! I've not even asked you any questions! Tell me about your marriage rights. And oh, did you mean for all your buildings to look so phallic?
Unfortunately, my time is at an end. You must keep Yatsley alive. She is the last hope of the Akita.
So this is goodbye. I wish we could have... No. I wish that all of you had a better ending.
Choose well, Yatsley. And good luck.
She's gone. Forgive me, Envoy, but we should get going. We can talk back in camp. Later.
So I think it's just Marius left who needs to do his little finding and discussioning. So I'm gonna save real quick. Okay, so it's not the ones at the end. chesty over there. Can I fall down without dying? I don't think so. Maybe this way? A brooch of spreading flames. Very exciting. Oh, oh. No! Oh my god! That was not supposed to happen. What the hell? Alright, now we get to do that all over again. Oh hey, I forgot my unspent ability points. I like that one. I'm gonna do this one.
I'll never understand the acute love for death traps.
You know, I might as well just use this seed pod. Oh, I don't have any more electric ones. That one's poison. So I guess I just have to wait for the magic. That did not hit. So I have 7 seconds to wait. Oh, nice. I could just get Giada to do it. I'm gonna save real quick. I don't want to do that again if I fall. I'm gonna just save here. Because this is where I fell last time. which is kind of annoying. It stopped moving? I thought it was supposed to move. Last time it moved. Okay.
This place seems less like a death trap. Maybe we could...
There's always a weird sort of quiet on the eve of battle. I'm feeling that now. Seems like a good time to gather our thoughts and share a drink before whatever's coming.
Right. This seems like a perfect place to stop and relax.
Though it's hard enough to tell what's real here without a belly full of drink.
Sounds like you're nervous, dearie.
I'm feeling all kinds of ways. Anxious, excited, scared, hungry.
I feel it as well. It is only mortal to feel overwhelmed in the presence of the immortal.
Are you going to be alright, Kai?
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. Getting to see that vision of Tama did me good. Like, I finally let go of something I'd been holding too long. Now that we're here, I'm eager to see this through. Nothing worse than holding your breath and waiting.
Patience. This isn't a time or place to be hasty.
As often as people say that, you'd think I'd have learned.
How about you, Marius?
I had a feeling you might ask me that. I feel like we're almost done with all of this, but we are in the weirdest place in the world, so who knows? I'm completely baffled, but when haven't I been lately? Being afraid doesn't even feel scary anymore.
Are you doing okay, Giata?
I think so. The garden is so much more than I expected. Full of contradictions. Wild, yet serene. Truthfully, I didn't come all this way searching for my own answers. But I found them. Or perhaps they found me. And now, it's like there's a new path laid out before me. A life after the dream scourge. We're close to something. A threshold between calm and crisis. Conflict and peace. Life and death.
I feel it too. Glad I'm not alone.
So am I. None of us could have gotten this far on our own.
What about you, Yatsley?
Well, I won't lie to you, Envoy. A lot's happened. It's not every day that you learn that you're the last hope to carry on a legacy, but... well, here we are. Never literally talked to myself before either. I think I annoyed her. Me? Oh, I think I need another drink. But here we are. I just need a moment to take it all in.
Take all the time you need.
Thank you, dearie. I'll be ready by the time the fun starts. And I wouldn't worry. Our little group here is perfectly frightening, and I'm sure our enemies would agree. We'll be fine. I can't speak for anyone else, though.
You've listened to all of us. How about you? You've been through a lot since you arrived. You've been shipwrecked and assassinated, harangued by gods, bureaucrats, and a death guard. You've had your soul poked, your loyalties questioned, and your sleep regularly interrupted by a god with no respect for privacy. And yet you've kept yourself and all of us together. How are you really doing?
Better than I thought.
You're very resilient. Under different circumstances, I would credit your nature as a godlike. But we all know better. You're strong enough to survive anything. Zapadal picked a good soul when they made you.
That actually made sense to me. As if I've learned something about souls and whatnot.
I'll take that as a compliment.
How about you, Envoy? What keeps you so stoic in the face of everything?
I don't understand it myself. It just feels like I'm supposed to be here.
Perhaps you don't need to understand. Your natural instincts are working hard enough.
When we first met, I didn't think you'd last long. But then I saw how you handled that dream thrall bear. Shook off your own death like a bad cold. And then you confronted your own killer and let him go. Takes a special kind of strength to stay your hand in a moment like that.
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling with Kai and you died, which I thought made a lot of sense.
I remember your calm. How you listened to my shouting match with the governor and actually heard me. You saved my city and gave me a home. A sanctuary where I could be myself. I'll never forget that.
You were my hero right away. You rescued me from those sporelings. You got my priceless vase. What more could a girl ask for?
And now look at you. Look at us. How far we've come in a short time.
Our work isn't finished. Zapadal is only the beginning.
One crisis at a time, please. I can only lose so much sleep.
She's right. Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left trouble in our wake. Fjord, Thirdborn, Solace. If we make it out of here, it won't be to a living lands suddenly at peace.
Just this once. Could we forget about the rest of the living lands? Some of us could use a break.
If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality, then I don't know where we can.
Everyone get some rest. We could all use it.
Right. We could all use some beauty rest. We'll want to look our best on the battlefield, won't we?
Sleep well. Tomorrow we finish this together.
Oh, Envoy. Have you recovered yet from our chat in the library? I don't think I have yet, but maybe talking it out will help.
Search inside yourself, and you're sure to find the answer.
A pretty sentiment, Envoy. I would appreciate something actually helpful. It's just... we already have a lot to take care of, don't we? We have a god and an empire both vying for our attention, and now I have this legacy forced on me. I was already unsure what to do, and now a third option appears like the world's worst surprise. But it makes sense. My whole life has been about the godless in one way or another. It explains why I knew the language, why I felt so drawn to the ruins.
Maybe you should talk it over with Quilici. Get his perspective.
I love the man, but he'll just be endlessly supportive, the fiend. And trying to send a letter when we're on the move like this? It's a struggle. It's not an answer I would have expected, but it's an answer. And now that I know, I kind of thought, well, honestly, I feel more... full. Like a puzzle piece sliding right back into place. No matter what happens, even if my path doesn't lead to the library, I feel better than I have in ages.
I'm glad you could get your answer, no matter what happens next.
So am I. I think... For the first time in my life, I don't know what to do.
Congratulations, Yardsley. Now you're just like the rest of us.
No matter what, I've always known exactly what I want. But this is the first time I've had more options than time in the day. What do you think?
It's your life. You know your desires better than I do.
I ask because I want your advice, Envoy. Please. What do you think?
I don't think you'll ever forgive yourself if you abandon Fior.
You're right. Especially after all we've been through. Really, leaving them in Vidaro's hands is a fate I wouldn't wish on anyone. Thank you, Envoy. I've been agonizing over this for longer than I want to admit. Finally picking a destination makes the journey a lot easier. I'm sure Quilici would be relieved to know that I'll be back to make his life interesting again. And Envoy, thank you, truly. Now, let's go.
That's fully upgraded. That's fully upgraded. So I need a glasswood branch. Alright, 14 glasswood branches. Oh wow, I can do a lot. Living steel chunk, I need 4. Oh nice, I can make 4.
Hey, Giada. How are you holding up after seeing those, plant people?
Well,
Envoy, what do you need?
Yeah, he's glitched.
If I must.
He wants me to keep talking to him, but he's got nothing to talk about. I'm taking Marius with me because he's technically a jailer like his people of this place. So I think it's worth it to take him. Oh yeah, I was down there earlier. I don't want to fall. Alright, so let's do a quick save. Oh look, there's a little skull. That's not ominous.
Is this where your god friend sleeps? I assume we'll have to break this barrier somehow.
Zapadal's prison, I think. What else could it be? Time to shut it down forever.
Of course there's enemies.
That was a close one.
Alright, time to be Harry Potter. Oh wow, this one's pristine. So it's not a broken one, like last time. Okay, I'll do this. Nice.
That it?
Hi, Sid. My cat's coming to say hi to me.
I'm rooting for the skeletons.
I'm surprised they're not fighting each other.
They're coming! Nicely done!
Okay, so all I got is ice spikes.
Another soul to the wheel.
Alright. So I think we got everything in this area pretty much. Except for these things. Other than that, I think we're good to go. So we're gonna do another save the game.
Gates down. Here we go.
Oh, wow. So this is gonna be our epic battle. Okay, so I can't do that. But I can do this one. Expect the Patronum. Okay, so it looks like just this one. Take that, mother licker. Alright, well that was
I
fun.
was worried for a second.
She doubts me so. Brother got stuck. He's like, I don't want to do no harm. I'm just dancing. Yeah, brother, we're dancing. That's funny. I'm not going to install the arms just yet. So I want to see if there's anything, like, I'm missing. You know how it is. We got to check all the areas. Alright, I'm going to say there's nothing else to look for. I think we're good to go. I'm gonna do a quick save life. Sapdol free now?
After so long. You are so small. We questioned if you were real. Then steps. A voice. Through armies and corrupted soil. You persevered. Now, you are here.
What is this garden? Am I on solid ground or am I dreaming?
It is real enough to hold us. A fortress, a nightmare. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh.
You mean Wodica?
She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore.
Wait, is something happening in Paradise?
Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now, we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open, it will take you there.
Open a portal? What if I end up in the wrong place?
You will not. Center your thoughts. The path will bend to your intent. We were everything. What have we lost? What Multitudes could we contain. We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills.
We need to talk about what you did, Sapadal.
We must. We shall. We have been thinking of this. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow.
The only way I can set you free is if you truly want to change.
We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you offered your hand.
Yeagwolf was fighting something bigger than me.
You taught us mercy. Always mercy. We saw how you would fight for those who could not. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity.
If you can promise you will be better.
Do you think we have learned nothing from you? We deserve more than this prison. Let us have a chance to rest. We want peace. Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear?
I had no choice but to deal with that monster.
Yes, we have seen what you do to those you call monsters. We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. Do you remember what you said?
Close the wound, disinfect it, heal it.
More than anything, that is what we desire too. Treat us as you would the bear. Clean our wounds, heal us. Grant us the same. The time has come for you to act. End our pain, and the dream scourge will cease. Give us peace. It is all we have wanted for so long.
I'll free you. Just show me how.
Center your thoughts. Reach for us. Clear the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow, tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mulch.
Oh, nice. That sounds cool. Okay, that was kind of anticlimactic in a way. Yeah, I was expecting that to be like more exciting.
Andra's depths. Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far.
Back to the beginning, where it all started.
What happened to the living land started long ago, and we're going to finish it.
Ah, are you seeing this? I don't think parodies look like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
Time flowed quicker in the garden. Giada was right.
For once, I wish I wasn't. Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. Feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel Garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Reingrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
Ambassador Heelgard must know something about this.
If he didn't start this himself.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapadal?
I freed Sapadal from their prison. The Dream Scourge is over.
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Maybe they'll help us in return.
Kid and God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Alright, time for a quick save. And we also have some ability points. So I like that. I think I'm going to increase the ice one, but then I also use a lot of the fire, so I think I'm going to do this one. And we'll do one more save. It's nice, we got the whole party walking with us.
How did you make it out here?
They marched in with no envoy. What does the Garrote think they're doing?
Whatever it takes to show Paradis they're in charge.
What's the point of exploring if you just want to plant your flag everywhere?
Is everything at the Emporium all right?
They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Ballarok.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. God, I hope they're not trapped in there. I am sorry I can't be more help.
You can thank me in your next book. How does that sound?
On the very first page.
We should move. Let's hope the Garrote hasn't made it to the Balrog yet.
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I may have something for you. I took some supplies when I ran. If you think they'll help, they're yours. I'll even give you a discount. You know, for saving the city and everything.
It can't hurt to look. What do you have? I'll buy like 8. I'll buy some of these too.
Snow?
We're all doomed.
Give me your cabbages. Okay, I can't get all the cabbages, but that's alright.
I know it's crowded, but I promise we're safer.
Oh yeah! This is the lady in her,
Envoy,
her
you're
soul
back!
thing.
We came running as soon as we saw the ships. I'm not very tough. Tazarak probably saved my life. I've never seen a Zorip fight like that. I didn't know he had it in him. We wouldn't be here without you.
He stuck his tongue out at me. That was funny. Looks like nothing's really over here. Okay, I guess we can't climb that. What's over here? Okay, it's just the drawbridge to Fiorma Siverno, I believe.
Oh, Envoy. How good to see you here as we stand together at the brink of this historic event. I don't know if thank you is precisely what I want to say, but I am grateful to you for bringing Dolna's theft to light. Paradis burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. The people of the Living Lands stand ready to defend their home.
Will you be recording today's events for the archives?
Yes. What happens in Paradis now will decide the fate of the Parkrunen after all.
What's the plan if Paradis falls?
We will find a way to persevere. We Parkrunen have a gift for surviving inhospitable conditions, and always have. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that more than our deaths. If Edir and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any mention of our culture and our ways. Future generations will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire, hope it doesn't come to that.
Even if Adir triumphs, I will ensure our historians do their duty.
It is all I can ask for. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role in deciding what happens next. Do the right thing, Envoy. Let history remember you for the correct reasons.
Giata, where have you been?
Where?
Envoy, I knew you'd show up eventually.
How is Emerald Stair? More importantly, how are you?
Thriving on both counts, I'm happy to report. My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock.
Good thinking. Nice to see you, Elia.
Likewise. I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the garden seems to have worked. Emerald Stair is healing, believe it or not. Once this is over, our crops will flourish like never before.
Now we just need to keep the living lands from descending into war.
Easier said than done, I suppose. Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing. My flock will keep us safe and secure.
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
Enjoy your...
We know you. Did you help us? We see clearly now. The clouds part and the sun shines. Was this you?
I thought Belena would be safer if she were here with me.
Wow, I'm surprised she's alive.
How's Casagrada? The Steel Garrote have hit hard and fast. We'll have to rely on subterfuge.
I can do this. I have to do this.
That's cool. You get to see like all the people you've helped along the way. These people are sick and I can steal their stuff. That's messed up.
If you're wounded, find a place to lie down. Someone will get to you before you bleed out. If I seem distracted, I apologize. I'm tending to the fallen, as you can see.
I don't suppose you've come across Inquisitor Ludwin?
I've seen plenty of her handiwork, though she doesn't leave much to sew back together. Unfortunately, my hands are full with the dying and the dead, and there's too many of both. If I don't get any sleep, I might be the next casualty.
Take a break. You're no good to anyone exhausted.
I suppose I've earned a couple of winks. You look like you could use a few. The next time we see each other, I just hope the fighting's done.
Relaxation helps to clear the mind. Nothing else comes close.
Yeah, overworking yourself is not good. And then we're back to the Rangers. I'm just seeing if there's like anybody else we can talk to. I just want to cover all my bases before we finally reach the end. Alright, we'll take a quick save.
The envoy. Is that you? Envoy, how did you... I don't know.
It's great to see you again, but where the fuck did you come from?
You just appeared out of nowhere.
I was transported here by the power of Sapadal, god of the living lands.
The fuck?
Ah, your face. We all wondered whose godlike you were.
That's not important right now, Radut.
Right. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make one request while you're here. As much as you can, be good to the living lands.
Good may yet vanquish evil, here or elsewhere.
I suppose, but...
Don't mince words, Envoy. You know exactly what he means. Don't fuck us over.
I'd just like for us to live lives that are free. For us. Not Adir to determine our fates. It's going to be up to you, Envoy. I know you have much to do, so... I'll just leave you with that. Thank you.
Trust your comrades, and you will lead each other to victory.
Well, we'll do camp for a second, because everybody wants to talk.
So, here we are. The first and last battle for the living lands.
After what we've been through, this feels like a formality.
You feel it too? I'm glad it's not just me. Metaphysically, the battle is already over. Sapadal is free, and the Dream Scourge is gone. But politically, we have a small mess to tidy up.
We have unfinished business with the Steel Garrote.
I intend to send a message to the Steel Garrote, and it won't be subtle. Anyway, who knows what tomorrow will bring? So let's be grateful for today. You've earned a little peace of mind.
We all have.
I think that's enough wool gathering for now. Besides, I need to tinker on the phantasmal focus. Make sure it's ready for war. Don't stay up too late.
That's enough.
If I must.
She still want to talk? Is he still glitched?
There you are, Envoy. You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Understood. Same here. I guess it helps we have a god on our side, right? I mean, a god beats a skeleton knight any day. This is just cleanup. Just figuring out who controls the living lands from here out.
Right. This is just politics.
Someone once told me that war is just applied politics. Never really understood what that meant. Anyway, you should get some rest. Oh, if you need to rehearse any speeches or whatever, make sure you do it in front of someone else.
You don't want to hear my speeches?
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I'd just rather not. Talk to you later, Envoy.
Okay, so she's still lit up.
We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. You liberated the god of the living lands. Now they are unchained, free to do whatever they want. That's quite a gamble you made.
I trust Sapadal to do the right thing.
I admire your confidence. If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it?
I don't think about my relationship with Sapadal that way.
You're probably better off then. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions.
Either way, things could not continue as they have.
For better or worse, change is inevitable. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer, now that one of the gods is listening. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp.
We've been through a lot together, haven't we?
We're not finished yet. For that, I'm grateful. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable. Grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time.
That's enough for now.
If I must.
So those green people in the garden.
Ah, I don't have enough monies. Are you serious?
Those weren't your parents?
No. They were sub.
Alright, we'll do a quick save.
Envoy? Is it really you? Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
It's too preposterous to believe. How could a plague be ended by speaking with a god?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
I discharged my duty to the Emperor. I ended the Dream Scourge.
Finally, a ray of sunlight shines through the storm cloud.
I will not grovel at the Envoy's feet for solving a plague I am not convinced was real.
Consider yourself blessed to be so ignorant, then. Thirdborn lost more good people than wardens with wits.
You know nothing of me or my people, you fucking pirate!
Warden Commander, look around you. Is this really the time?
We believe the Dream Scourge was a malady of the soul. How did you put an end to it, Envoy?
I met the god of the living lands and freed them.
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
So you say. But Shatterscarp is still littered with dream thralls, and Temerity is still pacing her room muttering in the dark.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them?
Wodika imprisoned Sapadal in the garden. I let them out.
Wodika no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutadek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
Similar roots had infected the structures at Naku Kubel. If they and the Dream Scourge were really the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Sapadal was afraid of the Adiran invasion and Wodaka's return. They didn't mean to hurt us.
For now. Who's to say they don't get their feathers in a ruff again and wipe us all out with a tsunami?
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Having Sapadal at our beck and call might be to our advantage. I'd like to see Rawatai try to stand toe-to-toe against a god.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now.
But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
I distinctly remember killing Ludwin on top of Mount Forja.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Ludwig's run through the militia like a whirlwind.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
Damn, I really thought I killed her for good.
Oh, cheer up. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake. Might not be the last either, depending on how things go. So long as her passion for Wodaka lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible.
What did you know about this attack, Ambassador?
Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwine who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her Steel Garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
Why did Ludwin decide to attack Paradise now?
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwine and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence.
Lay off him, Giata. We can assign blame when the dust settles.
Why are you treating him with kid gloves when Paradise cries out for help?
Enough. I've heard your concerns. We cannot change it now.
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true god. That's Ludwine's vision for the Living Lands.
Is this what the Emperor wants?
The Inquisitor answers only to Wodaka. In attacking Paradise, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desires.
Enough of this. What happens next?
I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwine, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here.
I am not familiar with the Grefram. How does that work?
The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always at war. In return, the Living Lands would enter Adir's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Graveroom's aid.
What do you think?
Tribute, he says. Taxes. Soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the Eastern Reach if you don't believe me. They want to bleed us dry, to fill their coffers and fight their wars, to break us like wild animals. But I will not bend.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We'd get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now, it gives us the security and stability to recover.
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people, Envoy.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised if they decide to flex it later.
Opinions, Sapodal.
Subtle, pernicious, cut the rot, yet the disease remains. Safety among spiders. A web gleaming with dew. They weave, they wait.
Tell me about the other possibilities.
Of course.
I have another idea. How about a united Living Lands?
Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
I assume the assembled leaders have some thoughts.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you. I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel, even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil, I'm open to uniting, if you are.
Thirdborn alone couldn't stand against the storm. But the might of all of us, together, we could deter any but the most fearsome adversaries. And that's what cannons are for.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? When my people return to Fjord, we could create such miracles of animancy, the Living Lands would become the breadbasket of the world.
What do you think, my companions?
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Opinions, Sabadal.
Risk into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our boughs. We graft many leaves into strength.
Tell me about other possibilities.
Of course.
I know what I would like to do.
Well, don't leave me in suspense.
I believe we should fight for a united Living Lands.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the Living Lands.
You can count on Thirdborn. Our cannons stand with the Living Lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the Living Lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
Gods, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually the island.
Then I will meet Ludwin on the battlefield. Let no man stand who tries to stop me.
The Living Lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwin must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradis militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you all for trusting me.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Steel Garrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the Living Lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza.
Understood.
May all the gods of Eora and the Living Lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the Living Lands takes care of its own.
So we're going after the Steel Garrote now, right? Let's do it.
It was nice seeing Marius smile. It's like, yeah. It's like what people say, you should smile more. You look pretty when you smile. Oh my god, I'm out of my mind. I want to sell a couple things I picked up to this guy. And then we could finally do our last upgrade. Alright, we are good to go.
Can't sleep? Neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the Living Lands, rallying under the banners of the Paradis militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased.
I have influence in court. My report on the Living Lands will change minds.
Political influence is dangerous. If you aren't careful, it can turn against you. When a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. You may even doubt yourself. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. and I fear it won't be the last.
This is difficult for me. My soul is from the living lands, but my heart belongs to Adir.
This conflict has really pulled you apart. Worse, it's put your soul at risk. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him.
I want to hear him plead his case.
Well, at least I can say I tried. We should prepare. I can't help but feel like time is running out.
We're going to cross paths with Ludwin again. Are you concerned?
In truth, I'm not as worried as I used to be. I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. Formulating a theory, you might say. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business, that sort of thing. Ludwin is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing.
Because Sabadal challenged her faith.
Precisely. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sabadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are.
So, I can't just destroy her. I have to destroy her faith.
That's my point, exactly. I think you already have. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research.
That's enough for now.
Thanks for talking.
Does he have something to say?
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up.
I will. I'm just checking on everyone.
Well, I'm just fine. More or less. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations. But it's always been a fight to survive. It's just a fight. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness.
You've been fighting for my cause all this time. Why is this different?
You helped me through some rough Sokka, Envoy. Your cause became my cause at that point. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for, what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it.
I'm glad you're with me, Marius.
Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy.
Alright, so everybody's had some talk. So I think we're good to move on. Alright, so we're gonna do a brief save. And I'm gonna grab some batteries. Because I think my batteries are dying in my controller. I'll be right back. Alright, and now we're back and ready to roll. Whoa, my game's like, hey, you stopped playing. That's working out a little bit. I'm just gonna do a quick save again. Alright. Ooh, someone's got stuff over here.
It's no use. We're overrun.
Who else is getting attacked?
We got them all.
Alright, it's just two guys. That wasn't bad.
Stop right
Oh, dang. We got a troll. Wait, is he on our side? Oh, he's on our side. Oh, I think it's the dude we saved.
Another soul for the wheel. That's done? Who's hungry?
Alright, we'll do a little quick save. Where did he go? Oh, they're on our side.
Nicely done.
They're behind you.
Hit you! Hit you! Hit you! Excuse me.
Don't worry about the gate. I'll protect your back.
Welcome to the place of battle, Envoy. It pleases me to greet you in full health. I thank you again for the medicine.
You sound much better now than you did in the tusks. I'm glad you're well again.
Thank you. It is good to be myself again. I traveled here for you, Envoy. When I learned of the events in Paradise from the dwarves as they marched out of the tusks, I knew where I'd find you. I hear that you have chosen to defend the living lands. I will honor my life debt to you by keeping the peace here, after the battle.
The kith of the living lands deserve to be free. I'm happy to fight with them.
The kith of the living lands? They mean nothing to me. But that is unimportant. Let us waste no more breath. Breath is too precious, as both you and I know. I will leave you to the war now. You have my vow, Envoy, and my thanks once more.
Nice. Here. Okay, it seems like there's really nothing.
Go on. Finish what we started.
Okay. You ain't gotta tell me twice. I'm just gonna have a quick save.
Andre, what are you doing? I thought you left town weeks ago.
The steel garrote has gone too far. I'm here to put a stop to it.
About time. You're the only one Ludwig will listen to.
Is everyone from the Mermaid's Den all right?
Of course. We came here first. I had to pull Nasha away from pouring hot oil off the roof. Listen, one of the garrote's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it.
I appreciate it. I'll be careful.
You shouldn't find much opposition down there. I wish someone had stood up to the steel garrote a long time ago. But, well, you're here now. That's what matters. Good luck.
I ain't punking out. I'm gonna go fight.
Let's finish. Never had a chance.
suck at parrying.
Glad that's over.
Envoy over here. What exactly do you think you're doing? You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you, fighting the Steel Garrote. What have you got to say for yourself?
I liberated an imprisoned god and can take care of myself.
That's the worst excuse I've ever heard, and believe me, I've heard it all. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess.
Anything I can do to help?
Yeah, stop the fighting. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Wait a second. Jada? Jada Castell? What are you doing in the middle of this?
Surviving. It's good to see you, Liviana. Unfortunately, we're on a tight schedule. Do you need anything? Money, supplies?
Once this is over, I could always use another pair of hands at the clinic. The invitation's still open.
Thank you, but I've decided to tough it out as an animancer. On my own terms. Can you manage without me?
Are you kidding? I'm happy for you. Besides, I've got Chico on bandage duty. I just wanted you to know there's a place here whenever you want it. Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Come on. You know this. You practiced with Uncle Cable 100 times. Tight? Not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow. Don't worry about me. Actually, I'm not sure I've been through worse.
You know, I'm gonna do this. nice. We leveled
Can't
up.
stay down.
Nice. Alright, so we'll do the quick level out. I really like this. And then for my character, I'm thinking about increasing their stamina. But then I'm also like, kind of like the idea of dexterity, so they could at least go a little bit faster in attacking. I'm gonna do that one. Do a quick save. I mean, it was fun. I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Demands your submission. Stand against her and fall.
Get ready. Skeleton wave is up ahead. This is it, Envoy. The only part that matters.
Now, I hope this is like a better fight than the last time, because it wasn't very exciting.
There you are.
So, you survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time?
Possibly. I know how to break you now.
So you say. But you can't kill me in a way that hasn't been tried already. I can't wait to prove you wrong. Silence, child. The adults are talking. Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
This isn't your order, Ludwine.
Oh, but it is. Some wounds must be cauterized in order to heal. The only question is, what's to be done with you? You, who were once so bright and promising.
Her mind is already made up. She's just toying with us.
Sapodal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live.
As usual, you're leaping to conclusions about something you barely understand.
Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
You won't survive this fight. Giata says you're vulnerable.
If my theory is correct, you're as mortal as we are.
Explain.
The righteousness of the old gods is no longer certain. And for one of your kind, uncertainty is a death sentence.
Interesting theory. But will you stake your life on it? Would you pit your logic against my faith?
My parents died in the name of research. If I must follow their example to the grave, so be it.
Then we'll see who triumphs, child. Farewell, Envoy.
famous last words.
There's no coming back this time. Prepare yourself for the next world.
Once I'm done killing you, your god of death, they're coming. They're off.
Seed in the soil. We will always grow.
Let's take her down.
Where did she go? Oh, hot dog. Oh dang, she healed herself. I'm doing in Ludwin with throwables. That's actually funny as hell. She's like, enough! This is actually really funny. Oh, what? Okay, so now we're doing stuff. That is a really cool ability we got from Sapodal.
Put it out!
Another two? That is so satisfying. I think I could just take it down with this. Alright, we just gotta finish her. I think she's just gonna keep summoning these guys. We're not gonna get anywhere. It's kind of sad in a way. I really like Sapodal's Fury.
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradis, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapodal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradis militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Adiran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradis return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. Though free, Shatterscarp is still haunted by the surviving Dream Thralls after the destruction of Naku Kubel. The routine hunt for the remaining monsters becomes part of Thirdborn's everyday life, another chore atop a hardscrabble existence with few comforts. The youthful make a game of the hunt, retrieving artifacts from the dead to return to those they left behind. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the Living Lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. For the first time in many years, Kai feels an agreeable restlessness. Not to flee, not to drift, but to venture. He visits the distant shores Tama told him about, and savors the modern marvels, ancient wonders, and breathtaking expanses he beholds. His heart swells, not with grief, but with awe. There is so much to discover, and he will spend his years chasing all of the joy and beauty the world has to offer him. With his travels alongside the envoy complete, Marius is left directionless once again. Rather than disappearing into his cups, however, Marius leans on his time among his companions to give him the strength to re-enter society and find comfort in civilization. He establishes a route between Paradise and Thirdborn, guiding travelers between the two in return for money and supplies. And while he has a reputation for being aloof, he joins the campfires from time to time, sharing stories of his time with the envoy that most travelers believe are completely made up. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yahtzee returns to the Animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the Animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Mes Iverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yahtzee is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Soppadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Soppadal has questions about what happens tomorrow, and the day after. You do your best to keep them calm, until the voice in your head is little more than a polite whisper. After everything you've been through, you don't mind the company. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Okay, that was it? I don't know how I feel. Like, okay, so we fought Ludwig, and then that was just it. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of flat. Like, I know, like, they tied everything together story-wise. I'm just kind of like, okay, this was a little disappointing? I don't know, I expected something, I don't know, more? Like, more conversation pieces, more, I don't know, decision-making, maybe? I didn't expect it to end this way. I thought it would be better. I don't know, maybe it's different after the credits. But hey, let's just zoom right through that. Like, I feel good that the companions got a really good, a good closure on their stories from our choices. But I feel so kind of, like, cheated in a way of the ending. That's it. That's the game. That's all we did, y'all. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of cheated out of the story. I don't know. Like, this wasn't what I expected it to be, quite frankly. So, I guess overall, I would say Avowed is an okay game. it definitely surprised me a little bit. And it's cool that you get like some decisions that will change the story and the outcome. That's cool. But I honestly do not see this as a $60 game. I think it's definitely worthy of Game Pass and playing it on Game Pass for free. But I don't feel like I want to play this game again. Like, it was cool. Some of the things that happened, I will agree with that. And the story was cool. But it felt like it was missing something. And I'm not entirely sure what that is. But for the most part, I would say, you know, if you want to play this game and it's on Game Pass, go for it. But don't go in with crazy high expectations. If you go with low expectations, I think you'll dramatically enjoy this even more. Because at the end of the day, this game is not what I anticipated it to be. It does some cool stuff, some things that are definitely different. But for the most part, I would highly discourage anybody buying this for $60. If you wanted to buy to like own this or, you know, have it, I would recommend getting it when it's on sale and it's like $20 or like $15. I could justify $30, but for me, it would be a solid $20 range. This game was just okay. You know, I did like the combat. I liked the magic. I did like some of the story changes and things that you could kind of influence in the world, but overall, it just feels like it's missing something, and that ending was disappointing to say the least. But other than that, you know, check it out for yourself if you like some of my gameplay. And yeah. So until next time, I'll be streaming next week. I won't be streaming tomorrow, Sunday. So I will be doing an updated stream schedule. And with that being said, I hope you all stay